Have you ever noticed that some people don't actually want help? They want attention. You pour your time, your emotional energy, and sometimes even your peace into them, hoping they'll grow, change, or rise, but nothing changes. Instead, you walk away feeling drained, guilty, or somehow responsible for problems that were never yours to carry. Stoicism teaches a hard truth that many people ignore. Compassion without wisdom becomes self-destruction. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." And being good does not mean saving everyone. It means protecting your integrity, your clarity, and your mental health. In a world where emotional responsibility is rare, you must learn to identify the 7 types of people you need to stop helping, not because you've stopped caring, but because your energy is sacred. These insights sharpen your judgment, guard your peace, and remind you that you cannot carry anyone who refuses to walk. As you read, repeat the affirmation, "I protect my peace." The first type is the perpetual victim, someone who always has a heartbreaking story, but never any accountability. In every scenario they recount, life is unfair, others are cruel, and the universe is targeting them. Their boss undervalues them. Their partner misunderstands them. Their childhood damaged them. No matter how many times you listen, advise, comfort, or financially support them, their story never evolves because they don't want solutions. They want sympathy. Stoicism forces us to face one of life's greatest truths. You cannot help someone who refuses to help themselves. Epictetus said, "You cannot teach a man what he thinks he already knows." Victims cling to their suffering because it gives them identity, excuses, and emotional currency. Your compassion becomes fuel for their stagnation. Helping them is like pouring water into a cracked cup. Everything disappears, leaving you exhausted and unchanged. The Stoic approach is simple. Observe before offering help. Set emotional boundaries, and ask questions that reveal whether they're ready for accountability. If they deflect, withdraw quietly. Your silence will teach more than your sympathy ever did. The second type is the energy leech, a person who might seem kind, fragile, or charming at first, but leaves you mentally and emotionally drained after every interaction. They don't steal your belongings. They steal your peace. Energy leeches crave emotional attention, not growth. They pull you into endless conversations filled with chaos, heartbreak, and problems they've created for themselves. You offer solutions and they nod politely, yet return to the same cycle. What they want is your reaction, your emotional availability, your presence. They text at midnight, call during your busiest moments, and disappear when you need support. Their relationships are one-directional, and your empathy becomes their fuel. Seneca warned, "Associate with those who will make you better." Being constantly drained is not better. It's depletion. The Stoic solution is to monitor how you feel after each interaction. Do you feel lighter or heavier? Boundaries don't require explanations. Pause before responding. Refuse emotional emergencies that aren't yours, and protect your mental space. Epictetus once wrote that real freedom comes from the ability to say no. Remember this as you reclaim your energy from those who feed on it. The third type is the manipulative helper, a subtle manipulator who offers help as leverage. They arrive with warmth, generosity, and the phrase, "I just want to help." But beneath their kindness lies a hidden contract. You now owe them. Stoicism. This help is transactional. They expect loyalty, obedience, or guilt in return. At first, their generosity feels flattering, but eventually it becomes suffocating. They remind you of everything they've done for you, compare effort, and use guilt as a psychological leash. Stoicism teaches that true generosity expects nothing back. Seneca wrote, "No man gives generously if he expects repayment." The manipulative helper fails this test. The only way to protect yourself is to acknowledge their help sincerely, but never allow indebtedness to control you. Decline unsolicited help, reinforce your autonomy, and maintain emotional distance. Real relationships are built on reciprocity, not control. The fourth type is the chronic complainer, someone who confuses venting with problem solving and attention with emotional connection. A chronic complainer always carries a storm cloud. You try to help, offering solutions and possibilities, but everything you suggest is dismissed or minimized. They're addicted to negativity, overwhelmed by the smallest inconvenience, and convinced the world is against them. Listening once is compassion. Listening endlessly is enabling. Marcus Aurelius warned that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. If you spend too long hearing nothing but complaints, your mind starts to color itself the same shade. Chi, the Stoic response is to redirect them toward responsibility. What can they control? What will they change? What action will they take? When they resist, step back. Your silence becomes a mirror that forces them to hear their own negativity. The fifth type is the entitled taker, someone who expects your help as if it's their right. They interrupt your rest, hijack your time, and frame your boundaries as coldness. They keep track of everything they give, yet conveniently forget what they take. They believe your kindness is something they deserve, not something you choose to give. Marcus Aurelius taught, do good, but expect nothing in return. True generosity comes from freedom, not coercion. For entitled people, your no becomes your most powerful tool. Say it calmly, say it without excuses. A meaningful yes requires a strong no. The sixth type is the drama magnet, someone who mistakes chaos for excitement and emotional turbulence for connection. Their life is a constant crisis, financial, romantic, social, or emotional. At first, their intensity feels captivating, but soon you notice your own mind is always on edge. They need an audience to validate their emotions, and you become the stage on which their chaos performs. Stoicism teaches that external events don't disturb us. Our judgment of them does. So the Stoic approach is simple. Do not react. Do not fuel the fire. Respond with calm neutrality. Detach from their chaos and limit your exposure. Your peace is power. Do not give it away. The seventh and final type is the self-destructive rebel, someone who knowingly chooses chaos, recklessness, and self-sabotage. They avoid responsibility, reject guidance, repeat the same harmful behaviors, and laugh off consequences. You may love them, but they refuse to love themselves. Epictetus wrote, "No man is free who has not mastered himself." Self-destructive people reject mastery. You cannot save them. You can only step back, care from a distance, and refuse to clean up their mess. Offer support only when they raise say, you're but are ready to take responsibility. Your absence becomes the teacher your presence never could. Across these seven types, the message is clear. Not everyone deserves your rescue. Stoicism teaches that compassion without discernment is self-betrayal. Your kindness should uplift both sides, not drain one to feed another. Protect your peace. Protect your time. Help those who are ready to walk, not those who demand to be carried. And repeat this affirmation. I help wisely, love freely, and protect my peace fiercely.